Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this Calm at Christmas special workshop. And my name is Becci Godfrey, if we haven't met before. And I am a calm coach. I'm a health and well-being practitioner, and I specialize in helping people reconnect to who they are. The essence of all my work, whether you've got a health condition, or whether you're experiencing some kind of anxiety, you're underperforming, or you just want to actually discover who you really are and live with purpose and passion. For me, all of that comes down to discovering who you are. And so I've trained in that. I actually started working in this field 10 years ago. It was my 10-year anniversary this year. And I love it. I love it because actually, for me, when we discover our true self, life starts to become joyous and passionate and exciting, and it flows, and our health improves and our relationships improve. And so many things that were once difficult can actually dissolve by discovering who we are. And this workshop tonight is a special workshop to look at the topic of Christmas, because even before we had all the things that we've been through this year, Christmas can be a very, very stressful time for a lot of people. And so what better time to actually explore what it is to be ourselves and to show up fully for ourselves and our loved ones at Christmas time, when our routines tend to change and when we perhaps have a little bit more time on our hands. And for some people, having time on your hands means you have to spend time with yourself, or you haven't got all your usual distractions. And it can be a really challenging time, often at Christmas, so maybe not so much this year. We would spend it with family, and family can be really good at pressing our buttons and triggering us. And yet, really, if you ask anyone, most people love Christmas. They love the idea of Christmas, and they enjoy the concept of what it's all about. So why not invest some time and some effort and some energy into making sure actually we have a really good Christmas? And so I'm going to be sharing with you today tools and tips from my skill set, from my expertise. I've got 3 sisters. And by the time you include all the husbands and children, we start at a family of 13. So when we get together for Christmas, it's a big, big family Christmas. And of course, that can come with lots of different tensions, and you've got lots of different personalities and lots of different dynamics. So I've had many, many years to sort of practice and perfect what I'm going to share with you tonight. And it really works. So I hope there's something that you can take away that will be useful. Let me talk a little bit about why this year I think is a particularly important year for us to really take stock. So much of this year has been outside of our control. We've been hit with a virus, and that virus was very unknown. It was completely new. It's been a global event. We've had to take drastic evasive action in order to curb the number of fatalities, to not overwhelm our healthcare system. We've had to change the way that we work. Sometimes we haven't been able to go to the places we want to go, so we've restricted travel. We haven't been able to perhaps go on holiday like we'd normally go on holiday. And so for many, many people, this year has been, their world has turned upside down. And when we stop and we take a moment to stop and appreciate what's really gone for us, none of this was really inside our ability to control it. And so for some people, they felt like they have been at the mercy of external events. And when we focus on things that are outside of our experience and outside of our control, our experience will be ever changing. That's because our external world is constantly changing. It's constantly in a state of flux. It might seem like we live the same old boring, Groundhog Day, day in, day out. But the truth is, if you really wake up and you show up to life, the weather's different every day. The people that we might see or not see is different every day. Life is constantly changing. And if we are focusing on our external world, then we're going to end up having like a roller coaster experience. And I think this little picture here is a perfect description of probably what we've all been through this year. There's been some highs, maybe we got a chance to see friends. There's been some lows where maybe like the current restrictions, everything's been curtailed and we can't see people. And then maybe we thought we were going forwards only to loop back on ourselves and feel like we're going round in circles. And the reason I share this picture is that if you were to focus on the highs and the lows and the ups and the downs, if you were to have your health and your well-being determined by the events that are happening outside of us and outside of your control, then that's going to be your experience. You're going to have, we all talk about having good days and bad days, and absolutely this is true. But actually, if that is all you're experiencing, the highs and lows of everything that's going on around us, then actually you're going to feel pretty unstable. You're going to feel like maybe you're losing it from time to time. You're going to feel like not only is like, well, you're going to feel like everything's out of your control, that like you absolutely are just totally have no influence over anything. And that could feel really scary, just like a roller coaster. And just like a roller coaster, some people react to this kind of stimulus different to others. For some people, it's utterly terrifying. And for other people, it's completely thrilling. And so we can't look to the person next to us for them to entirely know what we're going through, because we're all going through a very unique experience. And that in itself is a cause for us to need to grow. When we are having our own unique experience in life, then it's only the only person we can really rely on to provide some kind of stability, some kind of structure, some kind of security in our world is ourselves. So I want to ask you all a question, and I want you to type your answers in the chat box. If I had a magic wand, if I could give you whatever you wanted for this Christmas, what is it you'd ask for? And I just want you to take a moment to think about, you know, the next week is like the Christmas week. Just take a moment. What is really important to you? And I think we always need to start these experiences. Whenever we're going to go into something, I think we need to start with the end result in mind. What for you would make Christmas just really special, really, you know, actually, despite everything that's going on around us, is to just actually, you can come out the other side and say, do you know what, it was a good Christmas. Okay, so Janet says peace of mind, Nikki says harmony. I got another vote for peace of mind. Liz says my health back to what it was 5 months ago. Leslie says to feel at ease. Tanya says joy. Tracy says to be able to see my daughter, son and or grandson as planned. And this is very real. This is you know, this is what we're up against this year, all these different challenges, these different circumstances. So I want you to take a moment. Those of you that have said, you know, I want to be able to see my daughter, I want to get my health back. I want you to dig a little deeper and ask yourself, actually, if I got to do that, if I got to see my family, if my health was brilliant, what would it give me? What would that experience give me? Just dig a little deeper. So Liz says freedom. Lovely, Liz. That's beautiful. What would, you know, if you were to look back and Christmas is easy and it was enjoyable, what would all that give you? Abundance, joy, freedom, yeah, no anxiety, yeah. And here's the great thing. When we actually boil down what is it we really, really want in life, the truth is we actually want really, really simple things. We want things like joy. We want to experience peace. We want to experience love. We want our life to be easy and calm. We want to experience connection. And what I love about this is when we actually just drill it all down, what we really want is to have an experience. And when we are looking to have that experience, I don't want you to put any kind of limit on how you're going to get there. So, for example, if you're saying, well, I need to have a certain amount of money before I can feel abundant in my life, or before I can relax, it's like kind of putting an external condition on, needing to have an external experience before I can have an internal experience. And here's the thing, all those things, joy, peace, love, calm, serenity, they're all states of your true self. These are all words to describe when you are fully experiencing yourself, when we're very, what we would call grounded, centered, empowered, and we're being fully ourselves. These are the words that we would use to describe our inner state, our inner being. And the brilliant thing about all of this is that you have always been these things. You've always been peaceful. You've always been love. Love is the word we often use to describe the vibration from which everything is made from. I'm also a Reiki teacher, and Reiki is a Japanese word, and it translates literally Rei, which is spiritual, and Ki, which is energy. It's just a word to describe the energy from what everything is made of. And another word to describe what that energy is love, often. And so just whilst I'm talking, I just want you to take a moment just to check in and feel with yourself, like that energy from what you're made from, that true, just the deepest state, the deepest part of yourself. And just for a moment, give yourself just a permission to experience that, not be distracted by anything else, or what's going on in the world, or what's going on in the news, or what you just have for dinner, or what you're going to have for dinner later. And if it helps, pop your hand on your heart. If you need to just be able to check in and feel connection and just feel your true self, just pop your hand on your heart and just take a moment to just fully feel that. And here's what I want for you. I want you to experience Christmas from this space. Just from your real self, your true self. So why isn't this our 24/7 experience? Why aren't we always in this state of joy, peace, love, calm, centeredness? And there's a very good chance that one of the things that's causing you to not experience this 24/7 is that you're dropping into thinking. You're becoming distracted from your true self by thoughts. Now here's the thing. Harvard did a study, and we have 100,000 thoughts a day. 100,000 thoughts. They actually gave people devices to click. When they had a thought, they were told to click the device. They then asked them to determine whether that was a positive or negative thought. And it was something like 49.6% of those thoughts were negative thoughts. And as I said, we feel what we focus on. So if we're focusing on our thoughts and they're not particularly positive, maybe we're focusing on lack, we're focusing on what we can't have, or we're focusing on pain or bad health, then we're going to feel that. Our biochemistry, it responds to our thoughts. And for 90 seconds after we've had a thought, our body responds biochemically to that thought. And so we often spend our days moving throughout our day, experiencing our biochemistry, which is a response to our thoughts. And 50% of our thoughts are negative thoughts about ourselves, about the state of the economy, about our health, about what's going on in the world around us. And so 50% of our experience is actually resulting in us feeling anxious or depressed, wanting to shut out the world, creating tension in the body, which can lead to poor health. If we feel like there's a lot of threats around, then our body will respond by going into a fight-flight mode, getting ready to fight the threat or run away from it. And that will take away resources away from our gut, where our digestion happens. It changes the way that we think. And it might stop us from sleeping well, might make that we're snappy towards people. So if we're constantly responding to our thoughts this way, then there's a very, very good chance that we're not experiencing joy, peace, love, calm, and we're not moving through our day with ease. So what I want to do is I want to share a little technique. This is a practical session tonight. I want to share a little technique. And even if you've done this technique before, I really encourage you to play with it as if it's the first time. Because even those of us that have been doing this for a long time still play with it as if it's the first time. Because every time you do it, you might discover something new and you're going to experience something different. So I just want you to take a moment just to be fully in the room that you're in. Just want to check out from all your other activities. Just drop any other external distractions and just be fully in the room that you're in. And if it helps, just take a couple of breaths. And just exhale. Let go of any stress. And just be fully here, fully now. And as you're looking towards the screen, or if you're just listening to this, and find something that's directly in front of you. And I just want you to just so very, very gently rest your gaze on that thing that you're looking at. So if it's a screen, just with what we would call soft eyes, just softly rest your gaze on something directly in front of you. And then, just with a real gentle softness, I just want you to open up your peripheral vision and start to see everything to the left and to the right. So that even though you're looking directly ahead, you're opening up what you're able to see. Now it's going to become blurry. You're not going to be able to sit in good focus. That's okay. And you might even want to use your hands so that you can do like I'm doing, which is wiggle your fingers and just check in and see if you can still see. You probably see the walls to the left and whatever's to the right of you whilst you're still looking directly ahead. And then with just the same ease, there's no strain, no effort here. just so very, very gently include everything above and below. So you're still looking directly ahead, but now you're seeing everything left and right, above and below. And now just expand that so that you're looking at the entire room. You won't be seeing anything in particular focus. You're just seeing it all, the context of the space that you're in. And still staying in that open awareness. Let's take a moment just to notice what one word would you use to describe, and don't contract and go small to try and analyze what your experience is. Stay big and wide and open. What one word would you use? And just type it into the chat box. Staying in your open state. What one word would you describe your experience when you're just looking panoramically at the room like this? So Simon says peaceful, this says aware, this says stillness, that says concentrated. Dial down the effort, Janet. Just keep it easy. Nikki says expansive. Beautiful. Beautiful words, guys. So just notice that when we actually shift our attention from this very sort of narrow, focusing on everything with a lot of attention, a lot of detail, putting a lot of attention and awareness on one thing. And that one thing might be, you know, what's going on in the news, or a physical pain that you're experiencing, or a family problem that you're having, or something that's going on in your life that you don't want. So maybe not being able to see family. And the more we put our attention on it and the more we focus on it fully, the more we experience it. The more that we just notice that there's a lot of energy and a lot of intensity to it. Whereas if you actually take a moment to just expand, open up, and sometimes you find like you want to open up your breath as you're doing it. Open up your shoulders, standing tall. Taking that entire room, and you'll find that enables us to go into a restful and relaxing state. Why does this work? It's because what we're doing is we're activating your rest and relax nervous system. Okay? We have an amazing nervous system in our body. And it does such a good job of helping us to stay alive. The oldest part of our nervous system is 500 million years old. And it's not from like the Homo sapiens part of our history. This is as we evolved, as a sort of a species throughout the years, the very, very first nervous system we had was this, this rest and relax nervous system. And what it would do is whenever there was any kind of threat, it would just be like a tortoise. It would just avoid the threat completely. And it would just withdraw into a shell and play dead. That's our oldest nervous system, okay? Our next nervous system to evolve was our fight-flight nervous system. So we actually developed the ability to, when there's any kind of threat, is to either run away from that threat or to fight it. We're still talking about our survival. And then our newest nervous system is what we call our social engagement nervous system. It's the one you're probably activating right now. And it's the one that enables you to engage with other people. And that is why we find connection, being with others, being in a group, or having a strong connection with another person so calming and so relaxing is because that nervous system is the one that actually puts us into this sort of deep, deep rest, deep relaxed state where we're able to heal. And so when we open up our awareness to be wide and open, we suddenly stop being so very focused on something small. It becomes contextualized. It becomes part of the bigger picture. So if you take the room that you're in right now, and if you take an item in the room right now that you don't like, and if I got you to focus very strongly on the item that you don't like in your room, you'll notice that probably generates some emotions, some feelings in you. Maybe it generates some extra thinking, like, oh, I really must fix that, or I must throw that out, or I must replace it, or something like that. But if I get you to look at that same item, but this time find something to praise about it, something that's actually, despite the things you don't like, actually is what you would consider to be a redeeming feature or a good thing about that item. Maybe it serves a very important purpose, a very important function. Maybe it was a gift from somebody. Maybe it helps to remind you that it's worth striving for results, or it's always good to better yourself or improve yourself, wherever it is. And just notice how that shift of attention changes how you feel about things. Now, I want you to take that same item and just notice the rest of the room around it. So give the entire room an equal amount of attention and focus. And notice how you're shifting from being very, very focused on one thing to just actually contextualizing it into the bigger picture. And the reason this is so useful, going into something stress-inducing like Christmas, is that quite often, whatever we have busts up about or we don't like, when we get to the end of the year, are trivial and insignificant things. Quite often the things that trip us up over the Christmas period are really not a big deal at the end of the day. You're not going to walk away being your lasting memory. Your lasting memory is going to be at the good times, the pleasant experiences you've had with people, the opportunity to speak with loved ones, even if you don't get to see them. Maybe having the day off is the positive aspect for you. So this opportunity, this ability to just contextualize our life by expanding up and opening up our awareness helps to just take the stress out of things. So I want to invite you to take this technique a stage further. I want you to gently close your eyes. But with your eyes closed, I want you to still imagine you're looking directly forwards, but opening up your panoramic vision to look left and right and up and down. No straining with this technique. Just allowing yourself to sit into a wide open space. And just let your body settle in that space. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just noticing what it's like to be in the center of a wide open space. And maybe your awareness extends beyond the room that you're in. Maybe you're able to notice yourself in the context of the street that you're in, or the town or the village you're in, or the country you're in. expanding it out and noticing on the planet that you're on, expanding it out and realizing you're part of the cosmos. And just allowing yourself to expand your awareness and be in this very calm space. Noticing that there's space in front of you, behind you, above you, below you, and to the left and right of you. And just notice when you're in this space, there's a certain sense of stillness. There tends to be a quietness. It might feel easy, relaxed. Okay, and gently open your eyes. How was that for people? You'll feel free to unmute yourself if you've got any questions or you want to share. Let me know how it was to just sit in that space. Was it easy?
I found
Peaceful?
it. I found it easy. I mean, I have done it before, but each time I do it, it feels good. But it's then taking it forward to make it, part of my life.
Yeah.
To be able to explore that sense, peaceful sense.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing about doing it as a group is you get that connection experience with it. Like you're not on your own. You're not doing it on your own, but you're with other people that are choosing to be in that peaceful, expansive state, so that actually your awareness is beginning to overlap with the awareness of other people. And that's when we start to drop into a realization that actually we're all being aware of the same thing. We're all connecting in to that same beautiful aware state. We're coming into resonance, coming into harmony together. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Janet says she just feels peaceful. Liz says she feels sleepy. Yes, Liz. Often we can feel really sleepy. I mean, it's in the evening, so that definitely would be a very natural response. But also when we put ourselves into a rest and relaxed state, the body will take what it needs. And if it needs sleep, it will take steps towards moving towards sleep. That might be useful in your healing journeys, is to get a little more sleep. So hopefully a good sleepy. Anyone else want to share their experience or have anything they wanted to say?
I was somewhere warm, which was nice. Not sure where, but warm. And then there was a chair. I don't know where the chair came from. But no, it was lovely because it was hot. Oh, I am sitting by the radiator. I thought I turned it off and I realised I haven't.
It's perfect. You went exactly to where you need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, so in this open and expansive state, did you notice how few thoughts you had? How calm your mind was? And maybe, thinking sort of dropped in. Maybe you got distracted for a moment. But then you just re-engage awareness with this, the wide open space. And the thinking stops again. And this is the basis of the meditation technique that I teach. Is dropping into that open awareness state. Thoughts still happen. They must be still happening. You know, your heart's still beating, you're still breathing, you hear there's still sounds going on around you, and your brain will be aware of those sounds and still processing them. But you're not focusing on them. You're focusing on this wide open space. And here's the really cool thing. That wide openness is you. You are that vast open space, that kind of nothingness. You are that space. You also have a body and you also have thoughts, but often we've forgotten that the very, very core of who we are is the space in which everything exists. And it's from that space everything is created. So I'm going to give you a little closed eye meditation to do. Now, I teach a meditation called Mind Calm. And Mind Calm has 10 calm thoughts. And those calm thoughts have specific locations in the body. And each calm thought is a word married with the word Om. Now, Om, if you've done any kind of yoga or you know your Sanskrit, Om is the word used to describe the sound of vibration. So if you take the universe and you think of the big bang that happened to create the universe, from nothingness came something. And from something, the entire cosmos was created. And that initial energy burst, or that initial energy that was the energy that all creation has come from, the word used to describe it is often Om. Other people might call it chi or prana, or they might use that word to describe it as God. It doesn't matter, it's just a word. But for this technique, we use the word Om. And that Om word, when we marry it with a positive quality, something that we want to experience more of, we then invite more of that particular quality into our life. So I've chosen to share with you the word Om peace, because peace is often a word that's associated with Christmas. In fact, you probably can't see it very well, but it says peace up there on my mirror behind me, and that's a Christmas decoration. Other words that are often associated with Christmas is joy, and love, you know. And isn't it interesting that the Christmas period we tend to focus on these words? But the truth is we have a right, and it might be smart and sensible to be peaceful all year round. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little closed eye meditation practice, and we're going to locate Om peace in the body. So I'm going to talk you through the technique, and just as you're doing the technique, whatever naturally happens, let it happen. There's no right or wrong with any of this. And actually, trying to get something right often produces the opposite results. Everybody is unique. Everybody experiences life in a unique way. So just allow yourself to have a very unique experience as we go through this, and treat it like it's the first time you have ever done this in your life. So I just want you to gently close your eyes and just engage awareness of a wide open space. Let yourself go into that calm space. Totally relaxed. And then with your awareness in your solar plexus, which is near where your stomach is, you're just going to silently say to yourself, Om peace. And then you're going to let go of the words and focus point. And you're just going to let that peace radiate out from that spot, back out into that wide, open awareness. Just radiating out peace from your solar plexus. Letting yourself be fully calm and relaxed. And then again, putting your awareness on your solar plexus and just silently to yourself thinking the words Om peace. And then let go of the words and focus point. And just let that peace radiate out from you outwards into the space around you, into your house around you, into the street around you, into your town, your country, your continent, the planet, and outwards into the cosmos. Just seeing that quality of peace radiating out from your center of your solar plexus. As you do so, let your body be fully relaxed. Whatever happens naturally, let that happen. Fully peaceful, fully still, fully calm. Just being aware of that wide open space. That peace-filled and peace-infused wide open space. And again, putting your awareness on your solar plexus. Silently saying to yourself, Om peace. And then let go of the words and focus point. And let peace just radiate out from that space. Let yourself become peace. Let it infuse every single cell in your body. Keep letting your breath be relaxed and easy. Start to notice, just become aware of the peace in the space around you. In the chair that you're sat on. Within the space in the room. In the walls of your room. Just start to notice you're surrounded by this beautiful, calm, still quality of peace. And just let it extend outwards from you. Like a sunbeam radiating out. in all directions. And just bathing yourself and everywhere around you in the light of that peace. Letting all tension just melt away. Really feeling and experiencing that peace. Okay, in a moment I'm going to invite you to open your eyes, but before you do, just notice what this experience, this feeling of peace is like for you. Notice how your body feels as peace. Notice how still your mind is. Yes, you may still have pain, you may still have thoughts, but there's still an element and this quality of peace there. Just softens things, takes the edge of everything. And when you open your eyes, I want you to maintain that state of peacefulness. Just gently opening your eyes, but continue to experience peace as you do so. Notice that peace within yourself. Notice how that feels. Now I invite you to stay in this space. This is an exercise, becoming aware of the space around you, saying the words on peace, and allowing that peace to radiate outwards from you. This is an exercise you can do anytime. You can do it with your eyes shut or your eyes closed. You don't have to be sat in a quiet space to do this. You could be in a supermarket queue. You can be at a family dinner. You could be taking time with an animal out in nature. Anytime. You can do this exercise anytime. And the invitation is to build up your connection to peace. You've never not been peaceful. It's always been there. It's just your attention got put somewhere else. We thought the way to experience more peace was to do well at work, or earn lots of money, or do lots of things in our day. And I hope this evening, what I've shown you is actually the thing you want more than anything. The peace of mind that you were talking about, the ease in your body. It's right here, it's right now. You have to choose for it. You have to make it more important than anything else. And decide that actually I want this. You can have the other aspects of life. You can have a career, you can have meaningful relationships, you can have an abundant bank account. But make sure that you prioritize your peace first, instead of trying to chase it by having your external life look a particular way. You can have peace now. It might take some work to be in the relationship that you want to be in. It might take some time to build up your career. You might have a good financial year or a bad financial year, but you can have peace now. And I hope that by living your life from that space, you actually start to become an example to others, that they don't need to chase around and have their external life look a particular way, have Brussels sprouts or not Brussels sprouts on Christmas Day, so for them to be content and in a good place. This, for me, this is what everyone seeks. This is what everyone desires. Not everyone knows how to get there. But when you ask the question with the magic wand about what people want, ultimately, it all boils down to having something like an experience of love, joy, peace, to feel like themselves, freedom. People want that more than they want anything else. And if we know where to look for it, and if we know how to get there, we can have that. It's totally within our grasp. Does anyone have any questions before we finish up, or anything they want to share before we finish up today? Feel free to unmute yourself.
I would say, Becci, I'm sitting here in my flat, and I spend different amounts of time on my own. And I think in the time I've lived here, this is the first time I've actually experienced just how quiet, I don't in a positive way, and it's like how quiet it is. Having concentrated, the first time I can hear a little rustling downstairs, and people, virtually nothing really. But it's as though when I'm here, I have to fill the void with sound or looking at things, doing things. And so this is the first time I've just sat here and just realised that if I want peace and quiet, I've got it. I'm very lucky. A lot of people live in a road where there's zooming cars going by, and so why not take advantage of the fact that this is a quiet, peaceful place to live?
Yeah, absolutely. And even if it wasn't a peaceful place to live, there is still peace there. Even if you're in the midst of hustle and bustle, because peace is permanent. It doesn't come and go. It's always there. It's always available to us. Peace never left us. We left peace. Beautiful. I'm so happy you had that experience today. That's a wonderful, wonderful experience. You can never undo that. I love a quiet house. I stopped putting the radio on. I very, very rarely put music on these days. I actually prefer the silence to sound. It's more resting, it's more relaxing.
I think I've always been, if I use the word frightened by quiet, it's probably too strong a word really, but and I don't think I'm alone in that. Some people find silence around them difficult.
Yeah, I very much used to.
And I have done. I've always got something I'm fiddling with, doing them with my phone, or television's on in the background, or I might be watching something, that I'm giving my attention to, and that's fine. But I've just discovered something that I had here.
Yeah.
I can tap into.
Wonderful. And enjoy it. Play with it and enjoy it, because wonderful things come from that space. Wonderful things. Thank you. Anyone else wanted to share or ask a question on what we just experienced?
I just wanted to say thank you. It was a great session. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you, Tara. Nikki, I think you were going to speak.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, Becci, for the past 9 months and for starting the Peace Project. And when I get these little flashes up on my phone every day and I'm thinking Peace Project, and you've put a lovely little quote for the day or somebody's written something and it just gives you a bit of a lift. And it's been really nice that, yeah, that you've started this. Was it about 8-9 months ago? And just thank you for your time. I really appreciate your time that you've put into this. And when you do your chats, sometimes I think it's a Friday or a Monday, you know, and you get together with people for half an hour. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all the time you've put in and all the effort this year.
And thank you for being a part of it, because, you know, this is a shared journey, you know, and everyone that shows up and contributes and adds weight to it, everyone that chooses peace is choosing it not just for themselves, but for everyone. And you guys are the champions of it. You know, your friends, your family, they may not directly thank you for what you're doing, but you are making a difference. You're really making a difference to the people around you. So thank you for saying that. Good to have you on board.
Thank you, and have a lovely Christmas. Peaceful Christmas.
Yes, that would be good. Great. Well, if we're done with the questions, I will wrap it up for today. But just to say thank you so much for being a part of this journey. I've really enjoyed this evening. I've really enjoyed spending some time in this peaceful space with you. And I look forward to seeing you all next year for more exciting things. And just very quickly, if you haven't learned meditation with me before, I will be running a 6-week course starting on the 4th of January next year. It's on a Monday night, same time as today. And we explore our true nature. I teach the full mind calm technique. So you get the full 10 calm thoughts, you get all the talks that go with that technique. We meditate as part of a group, which is a beautiful thing to do. It's online, so you can do it from the comfort of your own home. And I think that's actually really great, because you actually get in the place where we're all spending a lot of time at the moment, you get to really anchor yourself in knowing your true self at home, which I think sometimes home can be a challenging environment. Like Tanya said, sometimes we try and distract ourselves. So to really develop this practice at home and realize you can do this in your home space is a wonderful thing to do. So it's a 6-week online course starting on the 4th of January. And if you sign up before the 28th of December, there's a whopping £30 off. So you can get the course for £65, which is a total bargain. But I've really wanted to make it accessible to as many people as possible in a time when there's a lot of uncertainty and people might be financially stretched. I just wanted to make sure that it was very available and very achievable for people. So, so there's a special discount this year for anyone that signs up. And I'd love to see you there, love to see you on board. And if you've learned Mind Calm with me before, then you know the deal. You get to repeat again for free, which is a great deal. And so I would love to see you guys on the course as well.
Yeah. I think it's the first thing I've done in a virtual way that I've kind of really felt comfortable in, you know, felt it works. It really does, yeah. Having done, you know, the course set down in the high street and having to carry chairs up and down and find somewhere to park, and sometimes a bit of cold, and you know, what could be easier than this?
Yeah, yeah. Make the most of it, guys.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to be allowed to travel very much at all. It's winter anyway, so it's time to cozy on down.
Yeah.
So so make the most of it. Let's all get together on a Monday evening. Yeah. Let's have a good fun time. Tell your friends, spread the word, so that we all get to enjoy some peaceful time together. And we're going to change the world doing this. This is how we change the world. So wishing you all a wonderful, wonderful, peace-filled Christmas. And I look forward to connecting with you all in the new year. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Becky. Thank you.
Hi, Becky. Thank you.
And
thank you very much. Bye. Have a good Christmas, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.